So, you're in the market for a base, but not a standard one. You're after something unique. Well, I've got 10 incredibly unique bases lined up for you today, ready for you to move in. Or maybe you're preparing a spot for you and some friends. Talking of friends, if you're looking to set up a multiplayer server so you can play together, you can do so with today's sponsor, Indifferent Broccoli, who provides server hosting on a wide range of games and a great offer of 2 days free. No credit card required. Simply click on the link in the description or pinned comment, select the amount of players, and you're ready to go. They make it very easy to set up, but if there's anything you need help with, Indifferent Broccoli offer 24/7 human customer support. So enjoy. Starting off with historic Coalfield, an old western town where you can experience the life of a cowboy. Boasting over 25 19th century buildings, this place has pretty much got it all. Starting off down here, we have this huge barn and a nice little log cabin. Right next to the smith and farrier, we have a public house, a bank, general store, and of course a bunch of random houses around. And there's a lot of these random small buildings. I don't know what they are, but they smell amazing. We have this big old building in the center, the Coalfield Inn, surrounded by a bunch of smaller townhouses. We can see a few of the residents around here. They're good people. Shouldn't give you no trouble. We have a rancher chop house, the sheriff's department, a beauty parlor, and a horseshoe tap house. You may find a few coffins around, but you can ignore that. Nothing dodgy's going on, I swear. On this wild west side of town, we have plenty more houses to choose from. A hardware store, a saloon, some dry goods, of course a church, and even a stand to hang people. I'm sure that will come in handy. Legit, every building in this town has at least one antique oven. Although of course they don't have lights, considering the lack of electricity. With the amount of stores in this place, you will actually get quite a lot of loot. We see a few of the locals here enjoying the saloon. Let's check it out. Howdy, partner. Are you subscribed to Awpenheimer? Well, if you could just hit that button right there, thank you. The only thing really missing from here is a legit water source. There's no rivers or wells around, no ponds. But you will notice next to every house there is a rain collector barrel. So a few rains and you'll be sorted. Wow, you wanted somewhere that was unique. This is definitely up there. If you're looking to relive old Kentucky, then this is the spot. You could definitely spawn here and survive pretty long with the amount of loot here. You might want to go foraging for some extra food, but it's a pretty decent start. In terms of expansion and upgrades, you're surrounded by so many trees. It would be a huge task, but you could build walls around this entire place. You even have a full-on forge setup in here. Don't ask what she did. You do not want to know. State-of-the-art bathroom right here. So this place is located southeast of Brandenburg, surrounded by not much but trees. Although right on your doorstep, just over here, you do have a gas station, which would come in so handy. But other than that, you're not spoilt for choice. However, with a car, you're actually in a good spot to travel to Brandenburg, Riverside, Echo Creek, and Ekron. But yeah, this place is so cool, man. I'm definitely going to do a run here at some point. Next up is this hidden forest bunker. Tucked away in the trees, you can find some underground peace. Let's check it out. So we head on in. We do have power in here, which is good. Head downstairs. We have some light storage. And as you can see, this is a very small base. But I think that's actually a good thing. I do enjoy a very small, cozy setup. It even comes with a generator. Although I'm not sure how safe it is to be running that thing down here. Not seeing many vents. But looking past that, you have a toilet, bunch of storage, a full-on kitchen, little radio station, and some solid bunk beds. Everything a man could ever need. And hey, just because it's small doesn't mean it doesn't perform well. This place is very practical. Despite being in the middle of a forest, you do actually have a few amenities nearby. So hidden, it doesn't even show on the map. But you're right here, in the middle of Doe Valley, above the farmer's market. easy to spot on the new map. You see the farmer's market right there. It's probably where the E is on the map. Easy to find. Just a 2-minute walk away, you have some very useful stuff on your doorstep. So over here we have the Army Surplus Store. Renowned for its high population, but it should have some solid loot in there for you. Opposite a food market, medical centre, car repair, and most importantly, a gas station.
Nice.
Along with a bunch of houses to loot. Including all of these farms, you should get a decent haul. Although once again, I am noticing a lack of water in the area. So you'll want to start catching the rain ASAP. But hey, this isn't about the most overpowered, easy bases. We're talking about uniqueness, and this is definitely up there. Now, the third choice is this small forest fort. Not the flashiest base out there, but I think it's very cool. So as you can see, this DIY compound is surrounded by wooden walls, with just one singular entrance. This is as far as it goes for buildings, but it's a pretty good project. Got plenty of sleeping bags and tents for you and all your friends, because we all totally have friends, right? Just keeping watch up here. Can't be dropping my hat, that's part of the iconic look. There's not much of a tour to be had here, but imagine it's night, you've got a fire in the middle. This place would be so cozy, and over time, building this place up would be so great to see. Located southeast of Ekron, while still being in the middle of the forest, you're not too far from civilization. In terms of water sources, while not being right on your doorstep, you do have a few options. You've got these big pools down here. You follow the road to this farm, they have a well. Or up here we have this lake. You are located directly above AMZ Steel, which is a huge old place. Look at the size of that. Also a unique base, but just way too big honestly. But a good spot right next door to go and loot. And just down the road from that is Guns Unlimited. I should call it Zombies Unlimited. The population there is crazy. But oh boy, if you need firearms or ammo, this is the spot. You are located pretty close to Echo Creek and Ekron as well, so you're pretty sorted. Definitely one of those bases that is more of a project, which can be incredibly fun. Next up is Brenfords Manor. If you're looking for a ginormous house to experience the rich, lavish lifestyle, then this is the place for you. This is one big old place. Bougie too, it's even got the logo on the front. And how could you ever get bored when you have a tennis court? Look, it's a wabbit. You have this barn here so you can get started with farming. A parking lot for your collection of rare, expensive cars. Plenty of colourful flowers for when you're tripping on shrooms. And that's about it. Oh, of course, we have this big old house, but does anyone really care? Fine, I'll show you around. You know it's a big house when there's 2 front doors. Oh, look how grand this is. Very nice chandelier. So over here we have this very fun room. We have a bar, pool table, piano. Oh dear. Very big dining area. There's the wife. And of course, right next to the giant kitchen. You'll find plenty of bathrooms around here to accommodate all of your guests, where you can relax in this beautiful lounge area, although it is lacking a TV. This conservatory is also very nice. Hey, who are you? You do get the odd peeping Tom looking through the windows, but sometimes I like to put on a show for the fun of it. Gives me a weird thrill. I call this the Room of Endless Knowledge. It's a pretty stacked library. And if we head upstairs, you'll see my office, which is also a pretty cool little spot. Not bad. And as you would expect, there is a lot of bedrooms up here. Just look at that chandelier, man. That is epic. All of the bedrooms are just bedrooms, so I'm not going to show you around those. No smoking indoors, but you do have a balcony, so you're all good there. Located southwest of Brandenburg, right below the airstrip. You're pretty close to that big old city. Once again, the water situation isn't perfect, but a few minute walk away, you do have this lake. Get an off-road car and that'll be easy. There's also one up there and a couple of farms nearby. Also, real quick while we're here, one cool thing I did see is that a tornado actually blew through this town. You can see the markings of it. See, it left this huge trail. And that explains why all these houses around here are boarded up. it done some serious damage to this town. But hey, that's some great environmental storytelling. So yeah, big old manor in the middle of the forest. If that's what you're after, go check this out. At number 5, we have Dark Wallow Lake Church, an abandoned survivor camp that's in need of some loving. But if you can rebuild this place up, you've got a great spot. Do some restoration. Perfect for a fisherman looking to live off the land and lake. Right, well this zombie's just burnt my house down. Thanks a lot. Despite being very run down, you actually have a decent little starter setup here. You've obviously got your cooking pot on the fireplace. In here you've got some shelter with some tents and sleeping bags. And there's a couple of abandoned buildings down here that definitely require some work. Well, they do actually have a little bit of loot in them. Like the dog goblin companion, hell yeah. There's this one here with a rain collector barrel. Although you are right next to the lake. And this spot, you've got a couple couches. You could definitely take them into the church. And this locked up secret room, which I will not be showing you. It's way too crazy, honestly. Definitely not just a toilet. Then you've got the resting site of the poor folk who clearly had great plans for this place. But hey, we're taking over and we're going to turn this into a great spot. I've always said how much I like churches in Zomboid. And this one is definitely unique. This is a great combination of church living plus wilderness survival. And of course, catching loads of fish. You have no water problem here. Located on the west side of Dark Wallow Lake, down at the south of the map, you are pretty far from civilization. Although there's plenty of buildings around the lake, including this giant water treatment station, got this giant camp, loads of houses, definitely enough loot to keep you going. Also, ignoring the giant river, this is by far the biggest body of water in the game. Like, it's not even close. And to be fair, with a car, you're not actually far from March Ridge and Rosewood, should you require a city break. Now we have the Waverly Hills Sanitorium. And if you're looking for a comically large base, this is the one for you. Just look at the size of this place. Holy. Now, real quick, a common misconception about this place is that it's a mental asylum. And that is not true. It's actually a TB hospital. And back in the day, to treat tuberculosis, they believed the patients just needed fresh air. Hence you see all of these open windows on every floor. They would simply throw them in there, let the fresh air do the work. I'm not too sure on the success rate of that. But hey, thank God for modern medicine. Now obviously this base is just massive, but it looks so cool. And you do have some protection in the form of tall fences surrounding the perimeter. But there will be thousands of zombies in here. Zombies with TB. On a multiplayer server, if there was a giant clan, this would be a baller base. Time to pull out the flashlight and give you a quick tour. I'm obviously not showing you around the whole thing. We don't want to be here for hours. And you can probably guess what it looks like. There's just a lot of patient rooms with some beds, bookcases and simple stuff. Some cool graffiti in here though, I'll give them that. Do you have some random rooms with some storage? Could find some useful loot in here. Kind of crappy kitchen. And it's kind of just the same the whole way around this bottom floor. But I did just notice this. It heads down. That's kind of creepy. Oh, we got a morgue? Alright, well this seems like a good idea. Let's explore the hidden tunnels. We have light down here. That was a very long path. And I think it just comes up. Whoa, that's a lot of zombies. Also, it actually just brings you out to this random building pretty far away from the whole sanatorium. You've got a last-ditch escape route. Heading up, we see another beautiful chandelier. I do like those. Where's my damn hat gone? And you guessed it, it's just a lot more hospital rooms. You do have the odd kitchen, storage, but it's all very samey. Does that apply to the next floor? Absolutely. How about the next floor? Yep. Well, these rooms are a lot more plain. This is giving mental asylum. Just white boxes. And going up a floor. Yep, more mental rooms. Look, do I think this is perfect base material? Absolutely not. Far from it. But there's no denying it is incredibly unique. Now, this big old place is located in between Brandenburg and Riverside. So you have two big cities to loot right on your doorstep. Right next to the river too for all the water and fish you need. Practical? No. But cool? Absolutely. Now at number 7, we have the return of the Ferry. And it's had a glow up. Some serious renovations since our last meeting.
P.S. Delilah, you're a decent little ferry as you're floating on the river.
And that's all you're getting for today, folks, thanks to copyright. But just know that was the greatest song in the world. Now, this place used to be unique, but kind of an awful base. That is no longer the case. Wait, am I a rapper? So a quick tour of the ship. Interior is pretty much unchanged. Got this nice big open area, multiple toilets. And you've got the nice bar up here. Then of course the beautiful top floor. These paddle things look pretty cool. So while not much has changed with the ferry, it's the surroundings that have. This used to be a barren wasteland, and now you're right on the edge of the giant city of Brandenburg, making this a genuinely solid base now. You can hold up there while you plan your heist on the Knox Bank. I'm sure the ammo store will come in handy for that. This town is full of loot and zombies, so if you want to stay out of the way a little bit, just up the road, right on the river, is a very nice spot. Located in the north of Brandenburg, of course along the river, you're in a very good area. So much looting to be done. And now we have Mad Dan's Den, a very cool and very big store that would make a pretty good base. So off the bat, as you can see, this is walled off by tall fences, just 2 entrances you could patch up, and then you've got a pretty safe compound. Let's head on in and see what all the fuss is about. And voila, look at this place. It's like 20 homes in one. You've got model kitchens, living rooms, dining areas, your own little office. And through here we have the beautiful garden centre. Endless amount of plants. There's also loads of different tools and materials in here, which obviously comes in handy. And the same goes through here. You've got this big old warehouse area full of tools. Good spot to park your car to. And then heading upstairs on your very own escalators, we are in appliance heaven. Holy. You got enough TVs there, mate. They really do have everything. Bathroom city, and then more of the same in here. You could rearrange this into a very cool spot. I always thought, like, if it was the zombie apocalypse and I was in a store like this, I would gather every single mattress and just make the world's biggest bed. Half of this room would be just one giant mattress. I'd be jumping around everywhere. That'd be a great spot to sleep. And if this isn't big enough, you could expand onto this roof. You also have this little building here. A nice little storage area workshop that doubles up as a little house. It's quite cute. Nice and compact. Got everything you need. If there's a huge zombie population in there, you could just live out your days here as you clear it out. Located just below the Meadshire estate, you're pretty central in the whole new map expansion. You do have a bunch of random houses and farms around you. There's not much else apart from the Meadshire estate that I did show in the last base video. I think this is a great spot, and it's important too because that Wallow there is probably your closest source of water. In terms of civilization, the closest is Echo Creek, but you really are rural with this base. Once again, not the most practical, but very cool in my opinion. You could definitely have some fun here. At number 9 is the Irvington Speedway. Honestly, an essential spot for anybody that loves cars. Whether racing them, stealing them, or fixing them up, there's plenty of opportunity here. There's actually a lot going on here. You see all these stands? They basically double up as a little mall. There's a whole bunch of shops in there. You've got food stores, of course. Its very own Spiffos. A nice little bar. Up on the 3rd floor we have another bar. Bunch of control rooms. And on the very top floor we have all of these, which are basically mini apartments. You could happily live up here. Or get some medical treatment. Now, that's not all there is. That is a lot of zombies. being a racetrack, you have an absurd amount of garages and workshops. Like, just look at this one row. And at the very end, you have a gas pump, which comes in very handy. Let's check out one of these. So you of course have the mechanics area, fix up your cars. Just think about the amount of tools in this one strip alone. And then if we head upstairs, you have basically another mini apartment. You could also live up here. And it's the same thing for pretty much all of these ones. And we see even more on this side. Now these are more storage, and not everyone has loot in them, but you definitely can find some. Like a generator in this one, this guy, this thing, another generator, and this thing. So yeah, there's plenty of things to be found. Now personally, if I based up here, there's this building in the center, which I would probably live in. It's got a big H for home. So you've got the workshop area, bunch of offices, a kitchen, medical area, storage. And we head upstairs to this very cozy little area where you could expand out onto the roof in both directions. That's pretty handy too. Located northwest of Irvington, this huge place is very easy to spot. And you're in between two of the new towns, which is pretty handy. Just look at the size of this place. And the whole entire thing is surrounded by 2 indestructible fences. Now that is safety. In terms of water, you've got a lake right here. In terms of water, you've got a lake right next door. And a few ponds on the other side. Then of course a short drive down to Irvington. A big old town. I can imagine once multiplayer's back up, there's going to be some very cool races here. And last but not least is the giant Louisville Church. And this thing is beautiful. I just had to include it as a church enjoyer. Got all of the stained glass windows along the side. Small little homeless camp, but you can clean up. Right outside the new skyscrapers too. You'll never feel lonely here. The population's crazy in those. Now let's check out inside. This place is huge. If you could clear out all of these pews, you got a lot of space to work with. And I believe that most, if not all, churches before were a single floor like this, but this does have an upper layer. And if we head through this door, we see this nice little stairway, and up we go. Nice painting, up another floor, and voila, we have this nice little lounge area. Through here a little reception, some nice memorial there, and a cute little dining area. 3 chandeliers, plus a church. I am in heaven. And then up one more floor. Very cool office. I like the green lamps. And a fireplace. Through into here. What a great view you've got up here. Same goes out of this window. And another spare office. Plenty of room in here to actually base up, other than the giant ground floor. And this church is located in the heart of Louisville, right next to the new skyscrapers. The skyscrapers honestly make this place look tiny, but that is a big old church. And obviously, being in Louisville, you are surrounded by absolutely everything, so there's no need to dive into that. This really is the city of endless loot and endless zombies. Well, that's all the properties I have for you today. If you found at least one that you liked, please hit like, leave a comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.